guys, how are you all doing? As you can tell just by the first second of this video, I am back to my A game. I feel absolutely fine. I've completely recovered. All of the nastiness seems to have disappeared. I went back to the gym today, so I'm feeling super lively. So hold on to your pearls, hold on to your hats. Let's first pin my hair up. Right, so speaking of heat, a story has come out to do with Wimbledon. Wimbledon has been everywhere. It is a huge sporting event. And I'm going to tell you now, I don't follow tennis. I don't care. I mean, I do care because it's a huge event. You get, really into it. I like the pims and the strawberries. No, but it's just everyone gets really excited. And it's the same as like when the World Cup's on. If you're not really into football, you do get involved in it. One of the things that I do very much love about it is it wipes all the crap off the news. Like you guys come on, you watch YouTube and you watch me, you do it for a bit of fun. We buy that crappy magazine in the store. It's not because we want to be educated, it's because we want to think about things that are fun and crappy and not the boring everyday stuff. So to not see Boris Johnson, to not see politics, to not see COVID and all of the other depressing things in the world, when we have huge sport events, everyone loves it. I personally like watching Wimbledon, because I like celebrity watching. I like looking at the clothes. Obviously, I love Catherine anyway, but Tom Cruise is there. I'm a bit of a Tom Cruise fan, actually. I think he's really cool, and there's been some photographs that released of where there's just fans sitting near him that he is actually posing for photographs. And when you think back, I'm going to mention it, Miss Down to Earth, who is now casually one of the people sitting down on the curb watching a parade, being just a normal mummy, not even sitting on a chair in Wyoming in Jackson Hole. And then you remember what she was actually like at Wimbledon, where so many people were blocked from getting to their seats, once in a lifetime opportunity seats. People queue up for days, cost a lot of money. Her security blocked people getting to the seats. Then you have people like Tom Cruise. Here he is, just sitting here mingling. You had Tom Hiddleston, another one of my little crushes. He's sitting there. People just mingle. The royal family, Catherine, William. Yes, okay, they've probably got security there, but they just sit amongst normal people. Obviously, they were in the royal box. We had a special treat this time because we had young Prince George with them, who is just, as he's getting older, they're just an adorable family. However, rather annoyingly, a story has been trying to run. They started off on social media, you usual people, isn't it? It's Omid Scobie, or who has now stepped into Omid Scobie's place, because Omid's kind of been demoted now that Meghan's off the scene. He doesn't get as many perks as he did when Meghan and Harry were part of the royal family, and probably Finding Freedom didn't do him any favours. But Robert Jobson has stepped up to the mantle, and he now likes to do these little stories, these little posts where he's making sly digs and just trying to wind people up. His was about the fact that it was so hot at Wimbledon that poor Prince George was forced to wear a suit and a tie, and how irresponsible it was because of the heat. There's now been a small video clip released of when he arrived at Wimbledon and met with his dad, because William had arrived beforehand. And he said, "Daddy, I'm a bit warm." It's now being turned into they are the cruelest evil parents. It's ridiculous. The Cambridges take their children out all the time. They're very outdoorsy families. It was the men's finals. Catherine and William were in suits and obviously dresses. George is being raised to be a future king. He is slightly different, but he's dressed like his father. If he was sitting there and he was really roasting hot, do you honestly think Catherine and William would have made him sit there and sweat and dehydrate like cruel, nasty parents? All of the men sitting in the royal box, and indeed all of those sort of areas, were wearing suits and ties. Children go to schools and wear suits and ties, and as you can see from all of the wonderful photographs of the interactions between Catherine, William and their eldest son, he looked absolutely fine. It's not like he had his hair dripping stuck to his face and he was unhappy and miserable. He was having a great time. Yes, it was a warm day, but it's not like they've got him dressed in a bloody snowsuit. I generally try and stay away from criticising, obviously, the children, because I don't agree with it. Well, I say I stay away from it. I just don't agree with it. I don't like it. But I will bring up the Sussex squad attacking Catherine and William over, George's, his dress. But he's a young man dressed exactly the same as his daddy. And as I said, I'm sure if he said, "Mummy, Daddy, I'm too hot," he would have been able to take off his blazers. They're not these cruel, evil parents. Let's just do a quick comparison to a newborn baby who was merely weeks old on a hot sunny day at a polo match with no bonnets, no full baby grow, no shade, no buggy, being paraded around by his mother. Now, regardless of what people think, I know there's lots of conspiracy theories here, but people were looking on horrified. But for people to be attacking Catherine and William because Prince George is sitting there in a suit need to really get a grip. Now, Catherine, let's talk about Catherine's A-game again with her clothes. She just looks absolutely beautiful. I saw a rewear of the dress that she wore in Jamaica. I love the dress that she was wearing when she went to present the trophy to Novak Djokovic. I mean, 7 times Wimbledon champion. That is pretty amazing. There was also some very cute moments where actually Prince George got to hold the trophy and very quickly handed it back to his mum because it was very heavy. In another cute moment, just before I move on to talk about the Montecito duo, we obviously had a very sweet moment with Catherine blowing a kiss to her mother, Carol and Michael Middleton, which was cute. Now, I know I mentioned the Wyoming, the Jackson Hole again. That, my gosh, people went to town on these photographs. And people were saying that it's not them, it's body doubles. To me, it looks like Harry, looks like Archie. Meghan, do you know, after I started looking at it, I'm not so sure because people start going, look at the size of her shoes. She wore these similar shoes, but they're not the same shoes. And then her feet are smaller and you don't see her face. When would Meghan not look at the camera? And you start thinking to yourself, I'm Alice in Wonderland. I'm going down that rabbit hole again. But I tell you, there's one thing that is odd. Why do we not see Meghan's face? Why are there no frontal pictures? I mean, I know that Meghan and Harry are not as famous as people make them out to be in the media in America, that people, they literally have to release paparazzi pictures to go, oh, look, they're there. Do you reckon anyone would have actually recognised Harry at that Texas rodeo? I don't think so, apart from the fact that he was wearing, I think, an Australian style hat rather than a cowboy hat. But again, it's all of the games the couple play. Now, I do think that they have gone to be seen at something like that and sitting on the pavement and not being photographed with masses of security around them, because Meghan is obviously now going to be running into politics. So she wants to seem a down-to-earth mummy sitting there on the pavement, just normal. Miserable husband. Didn't Harry look absolutely miserable? They're not exactly doing their loved up hand in hand, kissy kissy cuddly cuddly, but I guess maybe Netflix weren't there to film it. Now, I'm sure Netflix will be around to film their next New York visit. Harry is going to give a speech in honour of Nelson Mandela at the UN in New York. They don't know what exactly he'll be talking about. Some have actually said that it might actually be talking about saving the planet and carbon footprints again. So you know that Harry and Meghan will turn up with a motorcade of security, probably armed police officers everywhere. They would have arrived and they will leave on private jet, but who knows? Is he going to be giving a speech as Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex, a Prince of the United Kingdom? Or is he going to be giving a speech as just Harry, just saving the planet for my children, one private jet at a time? Obviously I'll cover it, but it's just one of those things. What load of waffle is going to come out of his mouth next? And we all know that Harry wouldn't have written the speech himself. He is going to be the little parrot, the little ventriloquist dummy. And we know that Meghan has probably got him to recite the speech that she is already in the process of writing out or copying from history books from various other people that she is no doubt going to plagiarise from. And the other thing as well is, Nelson Mandela, one of the hugest things was he gave forgiveness forgiveness for his captors, forgiveness for his imprisonment. Harry and Meghan, all they do is attack people. They attack the royal family, their own family. Yeah, it's not just they're attacking their previous employers. They are laying into their grandparents, their parents, their brothers, their sister-in-law. They just haven't stopped blaming people. And the fact that when Meghan, I shouldn't laugh. It's not a funny thing. I don't know why I laugh sometimes. It's maybe a nervous thing or too much coffee. But the other thing as well is Meghan, I'll never forget it. When they were laying the groundwork that they were going to leave the royal family, they went to South Africa. And they stood there after being and seeing and experiencing real poverty and said that they weren't okay and how hard their lives were. And I just still find that absolutely outstanding. There's just not a moment of where they took in their surroundings and thought to themselves, perhaps this isn't the best place to talk about how hard our lives are being members of the royal family, multi-millionaires, endless freebies. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. So what to finish this video on before I have a complete meltdown and look like a panda? Well, let's talk about the fact that Harry is toying with, it's not official yet, on taking out a second lawsuit against, I think against the actual government. You know, he's suing because he wants to have his IPP status reinstated because it should never have been taken away, yada, yada, yada. Well, he now wants to sue because apparently a member, I think it was the Queen's secretary, private secretary, was involved with Ravak, I think they're called. His argument is the fact that they were involved in it. So he's shocked that members of the palace that make decisions about members of the royal family were involved in making a decision to do with members of the royal family having security paid for by the public purse. There's not a lot in there, is there, at times? A little bit of sawdust, maybe? There was a huge story that came out. Those of you that are not aware, Princess Beatrice and Princess Eugenie, they were actually closer in line to the throne when Charles, Ravak and, the government made the decision to take away Princess Eugenie and Princess Beatrice's taxpayer-funded security. They were 5th and 6th in line to the throne. Andrew was reportedly really angry about it. It was a massive falling out between him and Charles, but Charles does want to slim down the monarchy, and I think it was the right decision. But then you've got Harry, who still thinks it's his right, his entitlement, his privilege, who has openly stated multiple times, not just on Oprah, he's done it on interviews, he's no doubt going to put it in his book, which has also been delayed. I wonder if there was a deal. You don't release the bullying report on my wife and I won't release my book. We'll keep pushing it off, even Stevens for a little while, but we'll see. But Harry hates the UK. He hated being a royal. He hates the UK public having dared grieve for his mother. He hates the fishbowl life that he was forced to be in. He hates the Archaic Institute. His wife near enough committed suicide due to the treatment of her. The royal family is snobbish, but one of the biggest ones was the royal family were racist against his wife, racist against his unborn child. So Harry quit his job unceremoniously. He quit. He didn't even give them notice. He didn't tell them. The first they heard about it was pretty much 10 minutes before the world knew about it. Yeah, did that to his own family. The Queen, his grandparents. Yes, 10 minutes notice that he was leaving. It's no small feat just walking away from a job, let alone being part of the royal family. And then the list of demands. But what is the most ironic thing about all of this? He quit. He's done everything to destroy the reputation of the royal family, but wants to be respected as a member of the royal family and keep all of the perks. And that's it. They always wanted to have their cake and eat it. Meghan wants to earn money like a celebrity. She now wants to be a politician. Who knows what she'll want to be next week? But they literally want to be treated like members of the royal family. Meghan, when she writes to Congress, when she writes to Advocate for American Rights, she signs it on, as I said, her royal monogram paper. The feminist that she is. She doesn't want to be known as Meghan Markle. No, she wants to be known as Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, Princess Henry, member of the UK British royal family and treated as such. I don't know. I laugh in some of these videos, and I hope you laugh with me, because it's crazy. He's already suing the government because he didn't feel safe in London as his wife wound down their bulletproof armour-plated car, got security and motorcades with them because he kicked up such a fuss, and Meghan's winding down the window. Yes. Can you see my hat? Hi, it's me. Hanging out by the windows where the royal children were. I mean, obviously they were safe where they were, but still, this is a couple that are so concerned about their safety that they're suing Her Majesty's government. And I think what pisses a lot of people off as well is the counter argument, the government actually arguing back at Harry, that comes out of the public purse. So all these little court cases that Harry is actually bringing towards our government, our taxpayer money is coming back fighting him, and the jerk lives in America. Doesn't pay taxes out in America by the looks of it. He's driving around. I'm sure he's supposed to get some sort of US license by now. He's preaching to Americans, basically, and that is possibly the best finger really to use there, ladies and gents. He's preaching to Americans how they should live their lives. Yes, because Americans love that, don't they? They really do. They love being told by a British prince how to live their lives and who to vote for. I can't honestly understand why Harry and Meghan's popularity is tanking. Can you? Please, answers on a postcard below. And before I finish up the video, I just want to say a big fat thank you to all of you that have supported me, that have stuck by me when I've disappeared for weeks at a time. For those of you that have made the donations, some of you now have been using that super thanks or a thanks that YouTube link has got underneath the video, for all of the PayPal donations that you've done over the years. If it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't have been able to keep the channel going. And I just want to say a big fat thank you to just all of my subscribers. I hate saying that because I'd rather just call you friends, because that's what you are to me. So thank you for everyone to keep on watching, to sticking with me. I am now going to go sit in front of a cold fan, stick my feet in a bucket of ice, and write out my video for you guys tomorrow. So my next video, I'm going to talk a bit more about Princess Beatrice and Edo, and then I really want to talk about Mike Tyndall as well. I was going to call the video Magic Mike, but then I suddenly thought possibly not the best idea because there is a film out. So yeah, Marvelous Mike, just Mike. But anyway, I will be back with you guys really, really soon. Hope you enjoyed the video. Take care for now. Stay cool. Bye.
If you like my video, please remember to like and subscribe. Please, angry typist, you will be blocked, so save your fingers the time. If you would like to buy me a coffee, please go to my About page and click the link. Love, Taz.